Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way, but right now everything is not. Global Kim's still picking up the man advantage. Trip's going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart. Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Lane and Jordan, and Global Kim grabbed the next round very
picking up two. Tom is on objective. Axis is on objective with tablet out. This is it. He's gonna have. He's pacifist. Take the
next one. Neighbors the third here. When he goes around, he's gonna get caught up by Zero. But now without taking down Burns, creating a problem here. Prefontaine will go for the res. Everyone's going to make their move onto the objective here. Finding Zero, making a rotation. Pretty great one nonetheless. What is good?
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Hoochie picks up two coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Drayton is taking down the ban. Hemming the 5 horse limit.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing two from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Too-Old able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Too-Old has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way, but right now everything is not. Global Kim's still picking up the man advantage. Trip's going to be able to leave things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart, and Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Lane and Jordan, and Global Kim grabs the next round very
so much anxiety.
Playing along with cookies. Like here's the first one down, but it takes them all down.
One seat. These nigs. Hitman. Oh, Axe is picking up one, picking up two. Tom is on objective. Axis is on objective with tablet out. This is it. He's gonna cut. He's pacifist. Take the.
Next one, Neighbors the third here. He goes around. Gonna get caught up by Zero. Now without taking down Burns, creating a problem for Zero. Prefontaine will go for the res. Everyone's gonna make their move onto the objective here. Goodman finding Zero and making a rotation. A pretty brave one nonetheless. And what is good?
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Hoochie picks up two coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Drayton is taking down the ban, giving the 5 horse limit.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing two from Arm and get him early. The just coming back, almost tagging Noman. Toold able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Toold has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, and I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way, but right now everything is not. Global still picking up the man advantage. Trip going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart as Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Landon Jordan, and Global grab the next round very.
Cut him down. It only help. The approach is happening right now.
Oh man, this gives me so much anxiety.
Play along with Rookie. The first one down. Takes them all down.
One seed. Ooh, these days. Hitman. Oh, Axe is picking up one, picking up two. He's on objective. Axis is on objective to tablet out. This is it. He's gonna attack. He's pacifist. Take them.
Next to Neighbors the third seed. He goes around. He's gonna get caught up by Zero. Not without taking down Burns and creating a problem here. Prefontaine will go for the rest. Everyone's beginning to make their move onto objective here. Bogan finding Zero, making a rotation. A pretty brave one nonetheless. What is your
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding Toold on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up two coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taken out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from directly from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Drayton is taking down the ban, giving the 5 balls to the.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing two from Arm and get him early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Toold able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Toold has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Good evening and welcome to the Onward Master League. My name is Todd, or TFH. I am joined here by my good friend and fellow caster, Xandria. Xandria, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, excellent. Tonight we are bringing you Loyal Dogs eSpots versus GameFist. Any kind of thoughts on this match so far, Xandria?
Not really. I haven't really seen either of these teams. I don't really know a lot about them, but I'm anxious to see what they got.
Well, let's start off with the facts that we know. Xandria, run me through the bans.
We got some bans here. We got Loyal Dogs Esport banning Quarantine. Interesting choice as they have never played it, and it also seems like GameFist is not real strong with it. And GameFist is banning Downfall, and I noticed that both teams are fairly weak at that map.
Bans kind of work out here for both teams. They're going to play maps that they feel a lot stronger on, and they're closer range maps, which I've noted plenty of times before that when we have newer teams, they like to play these closer range maps because then it becomes more of a battle of skill over strat. Am I right? Thinking.
I tend to concur with that, yes. One interesting thing is it does open up the possibility of our newer maps, Turbine and Snow Peak.
Oh yes, that definitely does. See some newer teams go ahead and duke it out on matches like those, especially with the lack thereof of strats so far. Do you think these teams have strategized on those maps?
I don't really know, but I kind of doubt it.
Regardless, definitely looks like a good match. I can ask for one more favor from you, Xandria. Can you take me through the rosters of both teams?
All right, so 1 second. Over on Loyal Dogs, we have I'm Donnie, Frosty Nay, Hajito. Hi, I'm Gary, Mousecraft, and Nemalade. And over on GameFist, we have Excessi. Oh man, I'm butchering that. I'm so sorry. Drun Kings, Sarge Maze, Stige, Trevinator, and Chaos.
Gonna get a
I'm
lot
so
of
sorry if
flack here.
I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced your names.
I mean, to be fair, Loyal Dogs Esport is a team coming straight out of Spain. GameFist is another esports sanctioned team. They're actually from, does it say?
I don't recognize that particular flag. Oh, we got Belgium for GameFist and Spain for Loyal Dogs.
Belgium versus Spain here, right off the cuff. It'd definitely be a good match of both countries here. Fun fact here, though, even though Loyal Dogs had the lobby open first with players, GameFist are the first to fill up their roster here. We're waiting for the other two members of Loyal Dogs here to fill up here. First match here is Suburbia. Mark that. That is my job.
Yeah, Suburbia definitely, I feel like it's one of the most played maps. Everybody tends to know it. Everybody kind of goes to it. It's like kind of like a safe space, a little bit.
I think it's like one of those maps that the league definitely can agree on. But a lot of different teams around the world play it differently, and notably have the EU play style probably going to come out here of, much slower play and much more emphasis on the holding court. I think that's going to hold true for these newer teams. Going to see something a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, we might see some aggression out of these teams.
Teams kind of filling each other up, and they don't really know these corners so well. So maybe we'll see a bit more of the Americanized play style coming out of here. Still waiting on one more member of Loyal Dogs. I'm going to take us over to a intermission while we wait for round to start.
I did just get a message from Donnie, and he says will be 4. So I'm assuming that means only 4 players.
Ooh, that is not optimal
They-
news.
I do believe they have the right to force the other team to drop a player. Am I correct in that?
Yes, they right now, because the other team has shown up with 5, they can choose to go with a reservist. I don't think they can ask for a 4v4. It's well within their right to do that, but I don't think they could force it.
Okay.
But
Donnie is saying he's ready, so
they're just gonna straight up go with 4.
I guess so.
No reservist. Okay. Well, this is definitely gonna be interesting. Loyal Dogs Esport is still yet to pick up a win. In general, I think, right? Or have they? I haven't looked back in their history, their rich history.
Yeah, I was looking through their history, and Loyal Dogs has not had a win yet in the league.
Well, regardless of how many players there are, we will be starting the game. That was right into that action here. Round 1 on Suburbia. Gonna drop in on the Loyal Dog side here. In with. Definitely not optimal to start up the game with 4 players and not even look for reservists to kind of keep the matches even. Maybe they have got something going for them that will allow them to take on a 4v5. Terminator taking on Mousecraft. It's not a great start for the dogs. Good to see we're going off there too. You say that
Albeit a bit premature.
yeah, would you say that this is a bit more of a slower kind of gameplay here? We're not seeing some serious rushes.
Yeah, it's not too serious. I mean, they kind of rushed up mid lane, mid-line of the map, and then kind of paused a little bit, which is definitely a good idea on these northern objectives. You know, once you get to that North Street, you're completely out in the open.
Yeah, definitely taking as much real estate as possible in these matches, flying through a tree. Taking as much real estate as possible in these matches definitely opens up your options here, rather than having to let the enemy take all of the map and having to slog through that. But in a 3v5 situation here, Loyal Dogs have still yet to find a member of GameFist here. Let's see. Yeto. I can imagine that's Hayeto. Go on, Drunken Kings. Drunken Kings gets the better of that. Now down to 2 members of Loyal Dogs left. 5 members. What do you think is the best strategy for Loyal Dogs to really get this going in their favor here, either this round or next?
They've both kind of gotten called out from the point where they are. They really need to rotate. And as I say that, they lose one more member, so now it's a 1v5. He's definitely going to have to resort to like guerrilla tactics where he pops up, gets a pick, and then backs off and rotates.
Definitely isn't too much support on the side of the Loyal Dogs here. Now Gary is on his own, and I'm not really sure if he understands where all these spots really are.
I mean, he's got to know that there's one across the street in lane 2, and he's got to know there's somebody there by the car in lane 1. And I know earlier I heard Drunk King talking, so he should know that there's somebody on that porch as well.
It's definitely a tall order to be able to be effective. Mono A5. I don't know any Spanish, so I'm sorry, Loyal Dogs. Aside from Amigo. Try to make a out here onto lane 4 here. It's probably one of the better decisions given the fact that then kind of focus his fire down one direction. But there are a lot of hiding space along lane 4, like the Jersey barriers up there, which currently occupied by. And like Xandria, I apologize.
It seems like, Gary's taking a sweet time here, which is definitely advisable, but even if he gets one pick, he's going to get refragged.
C's is getting really picky here. Oh, and he's able to get it. Really ambitious there. Gary was not expecting the rotation, and GameFist pick up their first point on this 5v4 matchup. Question is, will Loyal Dogs be able to get their 5th member? Because they definitely need this at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playing a man down is never something you want to do.
All in a reservist or something. That's why we have them, but there's plenty of new reservists as well. Or at least ask for the 4v5. Maybe GameFist are willing, but it is a flexible league. On the scoreboard here, still no 5th member for the Loyal Dogs. Definitely not good, especially on a casted match, Trying to look your best, but that's rough. That's really all I could say. That's rough.
Yeah.
And I may sound a little crazy when I say this. Wouldn't playing a longer range map might play better if you're playing a man down, because then you have more space to move around. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. That playing a man down isn't as detrimental on a large map. I can definitely see where your logic's coming from on that one.
Oh, we get to GameFist. Same approach. Hop back. Round 2. I definitely see a bunch of these guys on in lobbies where I get a chance to play on EU time. Definitely more than dogs.
Yeah. Looks like Little Dogs is using that lane 3 pre-fire. Unfortunately, it was not effective.
Amazing what you can pick up just from watching practice occasionally. There's some good high level strats coming out of the dogs here.
Yeah, there is definitely a line there that if you shoot down it, you can get them as they come around the spawn house.
Even if you don't get them, you can definitely slow up the advance, which your team more real estate to work with, but they've kind of hope that they could pick someone and just hunker down, which isn't bad given the fact that they are running a man down. Not a bad strategy, actually. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Orpinator is getting through the bushes here. He's not able to find anyone, but for these fairly newer teams, Loyal Dogs have a season of experience under their belt. And GameFist are fairly new to this. Correct me if I'm wrong. They weren't here last season, correct?
I do not believe so.
Yeah, so definitely some really good stuff coming out of here. GameFist is able to find Gary on lane 4.
And
Orpinator's in
really
trouble here.
them
Donnie gets the first kill for... Or he doesn't get the first kill, he gets the first down for Loyal Dogs. Stitch finds Pedito. And a bunch of actions going on along lane 4 here as GameFist tried to go for the caps, but Loyal Dogs are able to hold it down. GameFist take the final kill. It might have been a team kill. No. I was in a first person view. I don't really know what happened there. Were you able to see that?
I saw it from across the map. It seemed like they were both on red car, and I believe Loyal Dogs ran up on him and he shot him.
Really good end game coming out of GameFist there. There's some really good kills coming out for both sides this time. Loyal Dogs are kind of finding their groove here with the man disadvantage kind of going on for them, but still just not quite enough to be able to themselves a point here. We're only 2 rounds into this game here, still go either way. Loyal Dogs are just able to find that tango. Say?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're moving on to garage objective, and last night I got in a bit of a debate with Nightfire. I believe that this is a very capable objective.
Well, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate against you. You have to fight your way across the entire map, riddled with enemies here. Why do you think that is actually very capable?
Because if you can make it behind the house, it's so hard for your team to the defenders to get out around the front of the house and get behind the house to defend.
So what you're saying is it's like a fudge-filled chocolate. Outer shell is really hard, but once you get in, it's really easy.
Yes.
It's a really weird example, but we're going with it. We're going with it. Besides, who doesn't like chocolate? What monster doesn't like chocolate? Anyways.
I don't even want to know that person.
I digress. Round 3. Loyal Dogs here are looking to get on the board here. They've gotten kills. They actually got a pretty fair amount of kills last round. GameFist are getting really pushy on this defense here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up 2 points, you could definitely afford to use that aggression.
Gives you some operating room. Lose a round. This sense of confidence in it definitely makes your game a lot easier.
Sometimes confidence can be your downfall, though.
Yes, if you get a little overconfident, get a little sloppy, you could have a little bit of that stage fright. You know what I mean? You kind of have that heightened heartbeat, kind of keep your mind active. Sarge is able to find Donnie on the middle house through that nice little stairway gap there. Goodness for the builder. And Torvinator is able to find Mousecraft, bringing it down to a 2v5. The dogs just, they're getting a little too peaky, I want to say, and just giving away their position just way too easily. GameFist.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm trying to kind of gather just exactly why it's all falling apart for them so badly.
They're holding good angles. Like, they're going to these nice places of cover. I think they don't know where to expect people. That
Yeah.
might be their major downfall. Drunk Kings is able to find Hayeto. Y'all are gonna have to correct me later. Only one member of the Loyal Dogs are left. Let's take on board with him. Here he is. It's Gary, and he is by the burning building. He has quite a tall order here. If you want board here, 1v5.
It is unfortunately not the first time the Loyal Dogs have been in this position this series.
Oh, and it's definitely not a position you want to be in at all, to be a super competitive team. He the wrong side of the house, exposed himself to the two members who were in the spawn house, and just got punished for it right off the bat. GameFist go up to 3 points, and Loyal Dogs still have yet to put themselves on the board here.
I feel like this is their round.
It is now or never for map 1, indeed. So if there's any time for their round, now is the time. They have a good objective to defend with 4 people. Like we said before, it is hard to get onto the objective. One of the members of GameFist can get behind there. It's probably going to be a cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always really cool to be able to see these actual like esport organizations kind of getting involved in the VRML, especially with both Loyal Dogs and GameFist, amongst other organizations that we have kind of going around. Wouldn't you say? Kind of seeing it becomes like slowly a bit more professional.
Yeah, it's definitely always good to see that, you know, starting to get to the front of the industry and everything.
Especially with VR kind of making an emergence as a whole, kind of being able to get the attention of what usually would be pancake organizations, as if I may
Right.
call them that.
Oh, you may. You absolutely may.
I hope they don't get offended. We can always use more of them. We'll get like G2 or whatnot. This is the now or never round for Loyal Dogs. They have the defender advantage here, but their only disadvantage is that they are a man down off the get-go. Will they be able to hang in there by fingernails? Will GameFist take this on a 4-0? Find out here in the next 6 minutes. Free fire going up. Lane 3 there. Here he's looking for cover, make sure he doesn't get hit by his teammate. Checking up on the GameFist side here, we're going to see 2 people going up on Lane 4's side, but Orvinator already finds 1 member of Dogs, making their job a lot easier. Say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're already into a 3v5, and you really need your team to be able to fork and overwhelm the defense on this objective.
Speaking of overwhelming the defense, lots of smokes coming out onto the objective here, effectively blinding the Dogs' defense. Not many members are pushed out beyond this except for the one in the middle house. And what I was going to say, the one member on tank, but he just got taken down. All he can do is talk. Can't shoot
Taken
or
down by
nothing.
a
Frag.
beautiful nade, nonetheless.
Yeah, a very nicely placed nade. Wasn't perfect, but it was definitely good enough to get the job done. Sees is able to find Donnie up in the middle house. He exposed his head. Goes there. Just always gotta assume there's someone coming down lane 1. That's just one thing that I personally have learned. Sargemest finds Gary, and now only one member of the Dogs are left to defend. And as I say that, he goes down to GameFist, take map 1 in a sweep for an O. What you think of this map, Xandria?
I think it was a little unfortunate that it was so one-sided.
Yeah, having that 5 man or that 1-man advantage every round definitely, especially in this game, I want to say, can really alter the balance of the game, especially with
Oh yeah,
a game where,
by a lot.
unlike in like say Pavlov or CS:GO, where everybody's a bullet sponge, we're not bullet sponges in this game. We're 2 shots and you're effectively dead.
I mean, not effectively.
Pretty dead.
Yeah, you're really dead.
Depends. There's a couple escaping me. I'm sure you all figured it out by now. Map 2, as you could probably see by the loading screen here, is going to be a personal favorite of mine, Bazaar. Is this one of your favorites too, Xandria?
It's up there. It's up there.
I
Like
think,
top 3.
I think Bazaar is one of those maps that's generally loved by everybody. It's got so many different aspects. At that close range, you got shooting down the street. No matter what kind of a player you are, there's something to love about it.
Yeah, it's definitely very diverse in its gameplay.
Ending objective is going to be. This is not going to be great for the Dogs. First objective is the mini market, and I'm pretty sure you could attest for this, Xandria. There are so many places that you have to defend, and it's going to be so hard with a 4-man squad.
Yeah, there's definitely like 3 main areas that you have to defend against.
There's definitely like 3 capping zones. I'm gonna highlight them here by using like, got obviously main area right beside the objective. A little risky, but can be done with the right coordination. You can obviously go kind of into the little walled area here, kind of get sneaky, or go inside completely, go up to these crates and just cap right here. With 4 members, you already have 3 capping spots that you have to watch out for. And it's just, the math just isn't on their side for this, is it?
No, not at all. And I would say that that back little area is probably the sneakiest cap, but the one inside the main room there by the bar, it's almost too obvious. You wouldn't expect it. So I've seen caps happen there as well.
It's really easy to run up on if you got plenty of well.
Yeah.
Especially if you got some like really quick cap or something. Something that can be easily utilized.
GameFist just gave away their spawn location. I wonder how that will affect the game.
Loyal Dogs could take whatever they can get, so thing with the spawn position definitely shift the tides a bit more favor. Mousecraft is in a very interesting position for defending this objective right here. Is, I believe, he or she, I don't know. Profile picture confuses me sometimes. Very exposed in the Bazaar, and as I say that, it goes down. Just way too exposed to be picked off. Little Dogs goes into now a 2v5 as Torquator finds Gary.
How come every time I shoot through that fence, the bullets don't go through?
Maybe you're cursed.
Maybe.
Get that checked out. Go talk to your local witchcraft.
doctor?
Yeah, go to your local witch doctor. Yeah. checked out on game.
Hey, anything could work, you know?
Yeah. Gary can also get rezzed here potentially if dogs are careful.
Hey, they're putting up a good cloud of smoke there. Oh, and they're just sort of pre-firing through it.
Ronnie is able to get the revive, but trouble is on its way from the north side as Drunk Kings finds another of the dogs on the north side, and now it is up to Gary and one other to defend, but that +1 is so far off of objective and just recently went down. The Xyz. That now the
Yeah.
dogs are in serious trouble and almost getting capped on, but luckily Gary got in the way of that push, prevented the cap from happening.
Yeah, GameFist just sort of moved in from all three sides and just put an overwhelming amount of pressure on Loyal Dogs. It's just, unfortunately, they weren't able to stand up to it.
And that is a great way to approach this objective. Overwhelm the already dwindling defense by attacking from three sides with only 4 people to defend. It's just almost guaranteed to work. Its maths are so in their favor. First round of Bazaar goes to GameFist here. Are we looking at another 4-0, Xandria? What are you thinking?
I hope not, but thus far, it might happen.
Impossible. But at least as a caster, I try personally to not be as biased. You know, give the underdogs a little bit of that hype.
I do know.
GameFist on here. They're actually going to push out pretty far here.
Yeah, they
Dogs can capitalize on this better.
I think they could, especially since they do seem to be coming from the south a little bit. If they move in aggressively, they might be able to get in and get a cap in before the defense is able to rotate back. Unfortunately, Sarge here in this little side market, western market, may be able to catch them out as they approach from the south.
Pretty good spot to be able to catch anyone trying to rotate onto the roadway, but a couple things that dogs can do here. A, smoke roadway cross in order to kind of mask their movements. B, nade it, or C, just try to get the better of the peak here, but I think Sarge is already on. Options A and B are a lot better, at least more in their favor. Shots are coming out. Dun Kings is able to find Ayeto. Someone. Oh, I do. Oh. I think I'm doing it right. But definitely gonna get corrected later. Won't find anybody. It's not placed properly. Dogs are playing a little slower than what GameFist is anticipating.
Yeah, GameFest is getting very aggressive. They have Drun King out here in the eastern side of Kayat Market.
See by the map really quick here, we have nice shot through the wow, through 2 layers of boards finds Mousecraft. And only members of the dogs are left to attack 5 members here. That is not optimal. Oh, but Gary's able to find Drunk Kings and is able to clear up at least one end of the push here, but only 2 members, and they are so spread out. There's got to be some serious communication, which I don't know about you, but I'm just not really seeing.
Yeah, there definitely seemed to have a pretty solid defense here for just the 2, offense members of Little Dogs.
Up to Donnie, Gary. They can make some work of this. But now GameFist have actually kind of re-centralized their push here. I'm sorry, not their push, but their defense. That's going to make it a lot harder for 2 members of Loyal Dogs to take on 4 people. A double is required out of each member. But what is making the cross right now? Donnie doesn't see the member of GameFist who's on the other side of that fence, whose name I cannot remember, but it doesn't matter. That GameFist member does not see him just yet. Well, I'm rooting for you, Donnie. I'm rooting for you here.
Yeah, he's definitely low to the ground doing that odd crab walk that we like to see.
I think that's a signature of the game, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Donnie is definitely looking. He knows someone is there because his friend's body is just right next to him, but the laser is coming out. He's shooting through, but a dodge just in time. But now his position is completely given away. Both sides' positions are given away. The rotation comes out from GameFist.
Just shooting blindly there.
Gary's able to find Xyz. They are slowly picking their way through the GameFist defense here. This could be the first point we see for Loyal Dogs, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with a minute 40 left to go, he's got more than enough time to move in on this objective. They take their time and continue what they're doing.
Rotation, but oh no! Stitches found Gary, and now it's all up to Donnie, and he just checked his tablet, so he knows exactly what's up. 3-on-1 combat about to happen here. Odds are just not in their favor, and it was going so good before.
And he's got this big open area he needs to cross here. Doesn't look like any of the defenders are watching, but I mean, they could peek out at any moment.
It is a bit of a kind of a shadow zone in the defense right here, but then he's kind of crossing over to a side that's even more heavily defended. That is just not exactly where you want to be going, but who knows? Maybe he's going to be able to work with it. He's crawling.
Steege.
Relatively fast, so he might be giving away a bit of sound, but
Yeah, he might be able to get this pick here on Steege.
dropped down. Probably now in the blue room, yes. Around frantically. He nauseous. Let's get out of that first person. Oh, is he not looking? He gets Steege. He's able to get the rotation in. Is he safe? Oh, he's going out. He's going out. He finds a down, but he loses the 1v1 with Torminator and GameFist in a very close round. Probably one of the closest we've seen. Take another W.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're starting to adjust their tactics here a little bit. If they could just pull it together, they might be able to pull out a map win and possibly even a series win.
Yeah, it's 2-0 right now, which doesn't look good on paper, but it doesn't mean the end of a round. Comebacks can happen, and it looks like one member of GameFist has dropped or left out of sportsmanship. So, no.
Okay.
Who knows? Who knows? Don't know anything yet, but you can dream. I'm actually kind of excited to see some 4-on-4 with these guys. I think there's definitely some good talent on both sides here. Just having that man down can really affect the mentality.
Yeah, I mean, even just as far as morale goes going into each round.
Enough with the mentality. Our next objective is... I might get Gray to your opinion on this, but much more defendable. And it's the ice cream truck one. The Humvee one. Whichever one you prefer. Bye-bye. What's your opinion on this?
I think this is definitely a tough objective to cap on if you send your men in one at a time. You kind of, I think this is true really with almost every objective. If you create enough chaos, you can catch your opponents off guard.
Yeah, chaos is the name of the game in this game.
Yeah.
able to kind of overwhelm your enemy face of combat, especially in VR. VR kind of adds a bit more of that shock of war aspect.
Yeah, because it's literally right in your face.
It is right in your face, exactly. So being able to kind of overwhelm the senses of your enemy and being able to get sneaky about the caps or round wins by sheer murder.
You know, and there are a few kind of sneaky spots or a sneaky spot that you can cap from on this objective, and if the team knows it, they could capitalize on that.
Oh, and our dreams are crushed here as Stidge is back. He's crashed, or no, I'm sorry, it's Drunk King. Gonna be back into a 5-on-4 style round here. Kind of hoping that there'd be like a 4-on-4. It is what it is. Regardless, even in the 4-on-4, it's in action.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like GameFist is going for that 3-2 split that you see oh so often.
Oh, and some shots going off right at the bed here. Donnie is able to find Drunk Kings, but Xyz finds Donnie. Gary's going to get the better of that, and the res will come out. GameFist already down one member, Loyal Dogs as well, so we're now into a 4v3.
And Gary, with this southeastern push, really shut down the southern approach.
Got some action on him still, nonetheless. Here's the 2. He might get really sneaky here. Oh, yeah, he gave away his position. That is not good. Got a little excited there, I think, but... Ooh, Gary, pay attention. He's right there. There you go. Yeah, nice pick from Gary. And he might get a double here. Oh, he turned away at the wrong time. Oh, I think he still sees him. He turned... Oh, no, he doesn't see him. He's up there. He's not able to align in time, but we are now back into a one-man advantage for GameFist, 3-on-2.
That was really great use of terrain there to go up those steps.
Yeah, getting the high ground, Anakin clearly demonstrates his purpose, as Obi-Wan did, even though Episode 1 clearly contradicts that. But enough Star Wars talk.
Nerd.
Thank you.
And while all that was going on, Sarge here is getting crazy close to the objective. He can just about smell it at this point.
Geto's in a good position to shut him down, though, if...
Yeah, absolutely.
Angle, but he's kind of focusing on 2 angles at the same time here. He does get it. So Sarge is taken down. GameFist is down to 2v2. This is a good lineup for Loyal Dogs here.
Yeah, if he'd have just rushed across that gap, he could have gotten into the objective building, you know, pretty well unimpeded.
Very may well could, I don't know. Kind of seeing a nice pinch. Ooh, Drunkings finds Ayeto on a rotation, and Loyal Dogs lose yet another one. It is up to Mousecraft here to defend. Pretty tough objective here.
And he definitely knows where Drunk King is, and he's just waiting for him to peek out.
Getting a little peeky here. Oh! He's not able to find that pick. Kind of tried to duck in too quick, and Drunk King's able to get that proper pick that time, and GameFist take yet another point. Rotations, man. Think it's killing Loyal Dogs here?
Yeah, just a little bit. It's definitely shutting them down, and they're like not expecting it.
Had a great opportunity there to be able to stay competitive in this game with that first time. I think they had a pretty even game where it's like a 2v2. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to feel a little bit like Little Dog suffers from a little bit of uncertainty and indecisiveness, you know, as the round progresses.
In the words of famous flight controller Gene Kranz, a wrong decision is better than an indecisive. I think that's kind of showing through here. Able to make a decision and sticking to it is a much better course of action than you have the head, rather than creating a new plan on the fly. If that makes sense. I think Loyal Dog's main enemy here is they just need to practice more. That's just what it really comes down to.
I mean, who doesn't need to practice more?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement. Is the biggest room in the world for any team. Not just Loyal Dogs, also applies to GameFist and even Globogam. They all have areas which they know they need to improve on, and having a casted match can really help. You know, being able to identify where things are going wrong and how to fix them.
Get to let you guys in on our caster vision.
Yeah. I was probably just talking over it, but it is time for GameFist with the 5-man squad to defend this objective. It's Loyal Dogs and put it into full swing here. It is now or never if Loyal Dogs want any chance taking home that W.
Looks like Loyal Dog is opting for this 4-man southwestern push.
Their strength, like dogs, will come in numbers.
Perhaps.
Ak is beginning to make their cross right now.
Looks like Torvinator is definitely ready for this cross.
Scaffolding, but
maybe him sitting from inside the room is definitely a downside. He's already let 2 cross.
This can be disastrous for GameFist if they let all 4 members get across here, but just watch your spacing and once you do this in this kind of like a squad push. But Loyal Dogs are actually going to opt for something different. They're going to do a 2 strat and not go down the alleyway. That's surprising.
A little bit, yeah. I don't see that too often where you see teams creep up this alley.
Oh no! What? Team kill! And they're all scared of... There is one on the scaffolding, but they weren't able to find him. The team kill came out because they just weren't expecting it. I think this definitely is a sign of lack of practice.
Yeah, it looks like Hayam Gary just shot him in the back.
It could be that he just got really trigger happy, thinking that he had it, but shot his friendly in the back when he wasn't the point man. Oh, it's a wrong room, but it was really cool anyways. Oh, if he looks up, he, as messed up as it sounds, not sportsmanlike, but could have theoretically shot that booty, but done better now as Stidge is able to find Gary. Now, Mousecraft is the lone dog, the lone wolf. Got a beat on him. Fist. Take round 4 and the game. Still have one more map here to go, but it is for MMR, so stay tuned. Maybe Dogs can take it back just a little bit. You get a point on their end.
Yeah, I'm a little interested to see how they play when the pressure's off.
Pressure can definitely be a huge factor for a team of newer people. Could be a good map for them.
Yeah, moving on the cargo here.
Cargo will definitely be good for a team. A man down, because there's just so many opportunities for, you know, for it to even out, because it's impossible to space your team out. First objective is one of the most fun ones. Xandria, the propane.
Yeah, definitely. The southeastern propane objective. You know, you have several different angles of approach. You can kind of go down tunnels, swing out around spawn. You can come down the red cargo container through that area. You kind of have these little hallways back behind these buildings you can play with. Definitely, it's a tough one to defend, especially if you're the lone defender.
It's definitely not gonna be easy for Loyal Dogs here, because they are already down one member. But luckily they are attacking, so kind of gives them an opportunity to take point early on. Hopefully, you get that momentum going for that. Seem to be kind of barely building up here. Gonna hop into the round here.
Yeah, they definitely do seem, as the series moves on, that they are kind of working together slightly better.
I really do think it's an issue that they just don't practice enough. They're kind of using this as practice. That just doesn't really work out too well in League.
No, not at all. And they seem to be using a bit of an interesting strat where they just sort of hang out at spawn and see what the defenders do. If they get anxious and kind of push up.
From it's kind of in a very exposed position. Member of the Dogs just happens to be looking that way. He could easily be popped. What's going out this time? Gary and Hayeto before, but Gary's not looking the right way. Xyz is going to be able to find that and get a double for himself, as Drunk Kings also finds Donnie. Only one available member of the Dogs are left here. Are on the mobile side of things. Oh, but Drunk King's able to get that confirm, and now we're only down to one living member of the Loyal Dogs, Mousecraft.
Yeah, they definitely have their work cut out for them. You know, 5 members of GameFist against 1, and you're kind of backed into a corner here a little bit, as GameFist seem to have pushed in quite a bit. You know, I think the best thing they can do is fight their way out of this corner, because now that they know that they're there, you're going to have 5 people just rush you, and there's going to be no coming back from that.
Yeah, the smokes are already coming out here. The pre-fire is coming onto the barrels. One member is already peeking around, trying to get it. Mousecraft has an opportunity here, but is unable to find, or actually does find it, but trade is just not enough for Loyal Dogs, as they were already down to the last man.
Yeah, I definitely understand what they were doing with that offense setup, where they kind of played it as a defensive round and wait the team out, but they kind of started it, but then turned around and turned to offense again. And I think if you're going to go with that approach, you really have to like stick to it.
Yeah, sticking with a plan is very important with this, because if you don't, kind of spread the team out, because some of them plan longer and some won't. It was a tangled mess of spaghetti.
Yeah.
The spaghetti strat doesn't work in Onward at all. We'll have the same objective now for GameFist. Have been much more notably aggressive than Loyal Dogs have, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it seems like Loyal Dogs is kind of going for that slow, methodical approach, whereas GameFist, I wouldn't call it like a 10 out of 10 aggression, but maybe a 6 or a 7.
Definitely not like Dangler's aggression, or yeah, I think Dangler's actually a really good example of aggression. But
the quintessential aggressive team.
Kind of the name of the game for aggression. Into the round here. Found Little Dogs, the 4-man squad here. Feel the laughter coming out. Free Fire's coming out from GameFist here. A higher level strat. Gary's just not able to find anybody underneath that. Ooh, and a nice trade. Donnie and X's trade. Bit of a confirm comes out as well. Torvinator finds Gary. Now only one member of the one member of the dogs is left. Luckily he's much more closer to the objective, but he's actually gonna start getting a little peakish here. It's not what you want when you're the last guy, wouldn't you say?
No, not at all. No, you definitely need to find that angle that they have to cross and just tuck into it. Which...
Oh, get out of here. He's got fire going right over his head.
I mean, this isn't a bad spot that he's hiding in. And if he's...
See, Hayito gets that pick.
And he's rotating off objective, which is great, but he's got a man on objective, which he downs.
He's able to get a 2v1 right now. A good defense coming out of Hayito. A bit of luck as well, but that's exactly what the dogs need.
Yeah, no doubt his palms are sweaty right now.
Are his knees weak?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Oh, but Hayito not able to look for the south approach there. I mean, Torvinator going to be able to grab GameFist another round here. I'm just cheering for Loyal Dogs here to get on the board.
Yeah, me too. He seemed like he had it, but he kind of just popped out there at the wrong time and got down by GameFist.
I feel like if the Dogs had 5-man squad, we'd be seeing a couple more points on their side. I can't necessarily say that they won, but you gotta admit that we'd be seeing some points here.
I definitely agree. I definitely think when you're the last man on objective, every single time you shoot or down somebody or you know, get that pick, you have to do a hard rotate and get off at the X and get somewhere else.
There's definitely a beat on you because you are loud. Definitely know where you're hiding at when you that rotation. Such a fundamental part of this game in order to be able to keep your enemy on their toes. GameFist are going to be defending one of the north side objectives. One of the is available on this map.
Yeah, this objective is a little bit interesting as you can cap from the inside of that building, although we don't see it used very often.
Not anymore. It's a bit more defended. Immediate picks coming up from X's as Loyal Dogs get decimated to one person within the first 15 seconds of the round.
Oh, and Drunk King's team killing.
Ooh, that's something that the Dogs needed when they had 4 people on their squad. An amazing pre-fire coming out of Xyz, grabbing himself a triple, I believe.
Yeah, I do believe so, but then he gets team killed by his teammate. It's very unfortunate.
It's not the ideal ending, but definitely put the work in for your team. And Mousecraft wasn't even focusing over there. Mousecraft goes down. GameFist take another round.
Yeah, Drunk Kings was just waiting for him there around that corner. As soon as he heard footsteps, he just popped out.
I mean, even if you're a GameFist fan right now, this is now or never for Loyal Dogs to be able to pull a win out of this. GameFist they have actually shown up to play here. And I think Loyal Dogs have a bit of that fight in them too, which is they really need that 5th player. And even when you're getting casted, you expect, you know, a lot of... We expect this to take a while, so it's okay to wait a bit and try to get a reservist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of the game, we play the game, we know how it works. It is
I mean,
absolutely fine.
I was looking at on Discord there, and Amdani asked for a reservist back at 12 o'clock. So it's
Nothing happened. That is tragic.
it's 2.5 hours of waiting.
That is not ideal, my friend. Not ideal. A push is coming out from GameFist here. No one is hanging back. They're all going up to that middle zone here. It's going up, but they can't find anybody. Sees Gary getting pretty close here. Donnie's gonna trade with Stitch. Oh, Gary almost gets himself a double. I'm sorry, a double.
And
It gets
Xyz
taken
here,
down, but yeah, Xyz sees him and is able to shut that down. Mousecraft gets taken down by Torvinator, and Xyz is able to find Gary. Now, Loyal Dogs. Oh no, it's fine. Look, yeah, he's able to find a member of GameFist. Oh, now we're into a 1v1. They're not too far apart.
This is your moment.
This is your moment,
This
Loyal
is your
Dogs.
moment.
Come on, Hyeto. He has to move to the objective. You know
Oh,
which
just
lane
pop
he has
around
to
that
go.
corner,
He's
pop
coming
around
around the
that corner.
corner here. Will he be able to get this pick? He's got the free fire going. Oh, he's not able to land it immediately. Torvinator knows exactly where it is. Will Hyeto be able to get this? It is close. They're going to pistols. Torvinator is going around. Oh no,
Oh,
he's not
they're gonna-
reloading.
they're
He's
gonna-
able to
they're gonna-
get it. And he gets it.
It gets a
Loyal
point,
Dogs gets on the board.
and you hear everybody yelling in the background.
Yes.
That was a great firefight. I mean, they ran out of ammo, went to pistol, went back to rifle.
I don't know what that didn't have. That had ducking, that had reloading, that had... Oh, man.
It had it all.
That was good. Loyal Dogs are in there by the skin of their teeth. Woo. Oh, man, my heart's pumping because that was a good firefight. Somebody
Yeah,
clip
got
that,
me going
please.
too.
Oh, I need a breather. Xandria, take me away with your thoughts while I recover.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's worthy of the clip reel for next week, and there was so much to analyze. They just once they locked onto each other, it seemed like Loyal Dogs member there kind of had a bit of a malfunction with his gun. I'm not so sure if the pressure got to him and he kind of fubbed up the reload or what exactly happened there. But at one point he moved a pistol and fired a couple rounds on that. They were rotating around the building back and forth. I know he went back to his rifle then at one point and got the pick, but man, that was an intense firefight.
Yeah, going basically mano a mano. One-on-one, winner decides all. Well, not decides all, but decides if they stay it or not. There's a lot at
Yeah,
stake
they're going-
there. And deciding it in a pistol is just... It's not something you see here often.
No, not at all.
Usually a lot of players are refined to the point where they're able to easily get kills within seconds of target acquisition. Do it very cleanly. To the point where the opponent just doesn't even know what's going on. But to be able to kind of have a battle like that where a little bit of a mistake happened at the beginning kind of caused this intense firefight is something that's truly a gem here.
I'm anxious to see if that momentum gives Little Dog a little bit of momentum to get back in this and get a few points up on the board.
Definitely be a very welcome thing to see here. Torvinator is able to find Gary straight off the get-go. And, oh man, Drum Kings here is just getting super aggressive here. He is running right up to the defense here. He gets taken out.
Yeah, he's punished for that aggression.
Oh yeah, very aggressive push. He had no backing from his team whatsoever there. Aids going out here. Currently in a 3v4 situation. Something that the Loyal Dogs are not new to, being a man down, but Torvinator was able to find another one. It's only down. The res can come out, but it has to be communicated, and I'm not seeing that. Sarge is able to find Donnie. Now only one member is left on the Loyal Dogs mobile. Mousecraft. I don't even know if there is a res going to be attempted here. Looks like it's going to be attempted. It's headed that way.
Yeah, they're definitely working on
But
it.
that smoke cover is just no longer there. It's going to be extremely risky. The fact that that is, it's actually not being defended. Happen if it happens quick enough, but it's the move. It's not quick enough. Oh no, Mousecraft, that's not the way you want to be going. You need to res your
No,
friend.
go get your res.
Your time is dwindling away as they creep up, and now that window of resurrection is just gone. And GameFist win all 3 maps. Definitely a little bit more one-sided than I would have anticipated when I up this match, but then again,
Yeah, most.
obviously there's the obvious reason that Loyal Dogs is missing a soul by our game. Very sad. I'm still surprised that GameFist didn't at least agree to a 4.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate to see.
It is totally within their right though, because they 4v5 or 5v4 because they did schedule properly. They did count for all their players' schedules and be able to get 5 people for the game. And it is a competitive environment, so you know how it goes. You take what you can get, right?
Right, absolutely.
That will wrap up our coverage for today's matchup of Loyal Dogs versus the team of eSport Communities plans, or whatever they go by. I don't really, not too much of an expert on that end, but definitely that one round definitely made this whole thing worth it, I would say. When you
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I hopefully those clips are coming out right about now. And
if no one clips
we'll
it,
be
I'm
able to see
clipping
that
it. So.
yeah, we'll go back and watch the video.
Yeah, definitely something incredible. Obviously, we say it many times here, these broadcasts are brought to you by our 2 sponsors, Pro2 VR and VR Cover. Actually, a friend just sent me a VR cover of mine. It is super comfortable, like more comfortable than I thought it would. So definitely give both of them a try out. I can stand behind both of them personally. And if you're thinking about joining, obviously visit the VR Master League website. You can create a team or join as a reservist or join a team if you are so fortunate. So, my name is TFH. I am joined by my co-host, the great and wonderful Xandria. We are signing off for today. See you later.
Have a good night, everybody.